Hello, everyone. This is Adam Meister, the BitcoinMeister, the Disrupt Meister. Welcome to Today in Bitcoin. Today is March the 7th, 2017. This is the home of cryptocurrency straight talk. No fancy set or graphics, just information. Thanks for the Dash and the Litecoin. Hey, tomorrow's Wednesday, and we have a special guest on the show. I'm going to be interviewing Michael Krieger of Liberty Blitzkrieg. You've probably been to his blog before. You probably have seen him on other people's show, like Greg Hunter's show. His links are below, so that'll be tomorrow. You can check out a link to yesterday's show, which is linked to below. Check out all my links below. All my cryptocurrency addresses are listed below. Well, I just got back, I guess not just got back, about an hour or two ago, from the Lisbon blockchain Bitcoin meetup here in Lisbon, Portugal, where I've been for the last few weeks. And I was really impressed. There were like 50 people there, at least 50 people there. Two people who have contacted me over the internet through the last few weeks or months were there. So it was great to meet those guys in person. A guy named Mitchell from Vancouver originally was there. Another Bitcoin fan from British Columbia or for Western Canada. There seems to be a lot of you guys. And there were a lot of people that were not from Portugal who were there originally. And English was the language that was spoken. There was talk about, obviously, the basics of Bitcoin. But people were talking about Dash and Ethereum. And I mean, talking to some individuals, I talked to a lot of different people, and people are just naturally into it. And this is a lesson we can all learn. They want to flip their Bitcoin. They're like, well, if the ETF doesn't get approved, should I sell and buy and this and that? And let me remind everyone who's watching this, not just in Portugal, but all over. God, just buy and hold. Have strong hands here, people. Who cares what happens with the ETF? You shouldn't be selling your Bitcoin because of what happens to the ETF. There's no point. Just no point in selling and flipping every single major event and deciding what you have to do. You're going to lose out. You're going to lose. So people, again, so buy and hold, think year 2020 here. We'll get back into that later. Also, again, people, these guys, again, it's mostly guys, although there were girls there, although they might have been people's significant others, I don't know. But people have this odd desire, and the people I was talking to actually, not only to speculate with altcoins, but to like with second tier altcoins and stuff. Like I heard them mentioning some weird ones, and yeah, come on. Just stick with Bitcoin if you're not that experienced. I mean, some of these people weren't that experienced either. And just there's just a desire. People want to get in on the ground level on these things. They want to get in on the next Bitcoin. The next Bitcoin is Bitcoin. So just buy Bitcoin. You still have that opportunity. It's good. Bitcoin's going to go up faster than all those altcoins in the long run because half those altcoins, or more than half of those altcoins in the second tier, aren't even going to exist. Mitchell, the guy, and Mitchell plays a marketing role with this this meetup group here in Portugal. We were talking about the opportunity for marketing people in the Bitcoin space, and it's out there. He agrees with me. So if you're a marketing person, again, you got to get into this right now. And people were impressed by Dash's marketing. Again, I'm just telling you guys what is being shared here. I know there are a lot of Dash haters out there. You got to face reality, dudes. People in the middle of Portugal are talking about it. Anyway, people are not as hardcore maximalist here about everything. Like, again, maybe I'm just interacting with some of you YouTube hardcore people who just get really emotional about certain things. No, you can't do this. You can't do that. Here in Portugal, people just, whatever, who cares? They're not worried about what's a scam, what's not a scam, getting into specific technology stuff, who cares? Laid back. Anyway, so let's talk about Bitcoin Unlimited now, which is the bailout for Roger Ver and his cronies and the 5%. So let me first say there's nothing wrong with using these type of terms when addressing this issue, because this is a major issue. We do not want Bitcoin to fork, because it's going to ruin everything. And that's what this bailout will lead to, what Bitcoin Unlimited will lead to. But let me, again, why I'm using the term 5% now, the 5%. Because finally on Twitter, again, it was an unscientific poll, but it came out with the results that 5% of the people that are in Bitcoin want to use it for daily transactions. The other 95%, no. It's a store of value and other uses. So these people who support Roger Ver, they are trying to screw savers in order to benefit themselves in the present. And again, and that sounds really familiar, doesn't it? It sounds like how people use inflation to screw savers, low interest rates by the Fed to screw savers. It sounds very familiar, doesn't it? But savers are screwed by the Bitcoin Unlimited bailout plan, the Roger Ver bailout plan, because we want our Bitcoin to be worth more. We're keeping it. We're buying and holding. We're not playing games with it. And these guys want to risk it all for the present, for their own business, for their own greed, so that the people who have long-term thoughts, who have long-term plans, are just messed with. They're just ruined, actually. It's like, again, it's like the fiat system. Why don't they just play in the fiat system then? But the Bitcoin community is made up of a huge number of savers here, obviously. And we have to realize that altcoins are here for a reason beyond just playing speculative games with them, okay? Altcoins are here to solve issues. So if you have an issue that you need to do daily transactions, then experiment with some altcoins here. Because right now, again, and I have said this many, many times, altcoins are just being used for speculation. They're not being used for daily transactions. So right now, Bitcoin is fine as is. It's fine as is because people aren't flocking away from Bitcoin. And I know a few people say, well, Dash's price has gone up lately and Roger Ver bought a lot of Dash. Okay. Are they really using Dash? Let Dash start to get in on Bitcoin's daily transaction market that supposedly is so gigantic that only 5% of the people even care about it. It's not going to be, it'll be a gradual switch over to Litecoin or to Dash or to the Ethereum Classic. So the people in Bitcoin will see like, oh, wait a second now. People are actually abandoning Bitcoin for these altcoins. Maybe we should make it more friendly for daily transactions. But until we get to that point, that's not what Bitcoin is at all. It isn't a daily transaction thing, and people aren't desiring daily transactions that much. And I know a few people are going to say, well, I want this X, Y, and Z. Okay, use Litecoin, use Ethereum Classic. Put the pressure on Bitcoin instead of trying to force, so you bail out Roger Ver and his cronies. And the 5%, okay? This is not about helping the 5%. This is about what's good for the 95%. We are the 95%. Use that as your terminology if you want to. Let Dash and Litecoin and Ethereum Classic serve a purpose. Instead of ruining Bitcoin, let them serve their purpose, and then we can talk about hard forking and all this other stuff that's completely unproven. The only time that there's been a hard fork in a major altcoin is with Ethereum, and it was a disaster. So, if you want to do things for the sake of Roger Ver and his cronies and the 5%, then I guess that's your business. But we are the 95%. Hey, everyone, remember to like this video. Pound that like button right this second, guys. Thumbs up right this second. I'm looking at you, James Bond over there. Okay, so one final thing. The Bitcoin price early in the morning had a huge drop, and it's still low, but it came back up. Just have a strong hand, dudes. Just ignore that kind of thing. Don't panic. think the year 2020, the 2020 halving. We were talking about this tonight at the Portugal event, at the Lisbon meetup. That's all. It's a simple goal. It keeps you calm. Ignore the turbulence. There's going to be a lot more turbulence than this. In fact, in the future, we're probably going to have a day where it drops like $500 one day. Or like, who knows what insane days are in the future. I mean, like when it's like worth 2,500, it might drop to 2,000. That might happen one day. You got to just look to the year 2020. Speculators try to capitalize on worthless China FUD. That's what went on today. There was some China FUD that came out. So a bunch of speculators start to sell, so everybody else starts to panic so that they can rip you off and buy your Bitcoin for cheap because you panicked. That's what this is about. When a China FUD thing comes out, the speculators pounce on it because it's worthless China news. It means nothing. They just try to capitalize on people who get scared of that kind of thing and panic and aren't long-term planners, and they rip you off. And, you know, to tell you the truth, if you fall for that kind of thing, then what else can I say, man? That it's your fault. It's your fault. You've no one to blame but yourself. I'm not blaming the speculators here. They just do what they do, I guess. You got to be aware of that kind of thing, people. Don't flip. Don't flip. Just buy and hold. It's good for your health. And by 2020, you'll be thanking me. Anyway, I'm going to join you guys in the chat in 1 second. Let's see if there are any questions in that chat here. I'm Adam Meister, the BitcoinMeister, the DisruptMeister. Remember to subscribe to this channel, like this video, share this video, check out that note section below. I post a new video here every day, sometimes 2. Tomorrow, Michael Krieger. I will see you guys in the chat right now.